I am going to be talking about how to splint a wrist after an injury. My sister played softball, so we had a few wrist braces lying around the house. So this is what I have to work with. Anyways, so when starting to splint an injury, especially of the wrist or hand, always make sure that you rule out a fracture first. This is usually done by point tenderness in a specific location on the hand or wrist. If they have any pain with gripping or like supination and basic hand movements, you should refer them to somebody so they can get an x-ray. Once a fracture has been ruled out, then you can start to apply a splint to the injured limb. The brace I have here is for the left wrist and hand, so whenever you splint the wrist or hand, you always want to make sure that the hand stays in like a normal position. So if I put my hand in here, this part of the brace is folded in a little bit to make sure that my fingers can wrap around and make sure that my wrist stays very sturdy. There is a hard surface on the bottom and on the two sides. There is not one on the top. It's just cloth here, so this probably isn't the best thing to use, but anyways, always make sure that you tighten down the brace to make sure that it's not gonna move once in the splint. I can wiggle my fingers, but my wrist has no motion by itself. It twists with my forearm. After splinting, try giving the patient ice to help with any swelling that might have occurred. If pain persists for a while, then send them to their immediate care physician to get a follow-up on the injury. Make sure that the brace or splint isn't too tight as to restrict blood flow, and you can check that by doing capillary refill tests. And another test for fractures that you can do is also the tuning fork test, which is has a high sensitivity rate, so it should be able to rule out a fracture relatively easily.